It's one thing to be grateful when you just got a promotion. The sun is shining, the biggest worry is choosing what to watch on Netflix. But what about when you're struggling, when you're ill or grieving, or just lost a job, or the world just feels heavy? Is it still possible or even appropriate to feel gratitude then? The answer is yes. And in fact, that's when you need it the most, although it might look different than on a good day. First, let's clarify. Practicing gratitude in hard times does not mean you're glad the bad thing happened. It doesn't mean you say, I'm so grateful I'm sick. No, that would be bizarre and insincere. It means that within a bad situation, you seek out glimmers of light. It might be gratitude for the support you're receiving, or for the lessons you're learning, or simply for the strength to endure one more day. Last time, we saw why gratitude is grounding. In summary, gratitude is more than politeness. It's a powerful science-backed practice that boosts emotional, physical, and relational well-being. Studies link it to better sleep, lower stress, improved heart health, and even reduced mortality risk. Welcome to another episode of Clarity to Impact. If you are ready to think clearly, lead boldly, and turn vision into measurable results, you are in the right place. I am your host, Blessing Asuquo-Ekpo, and today we would be discussing the practical application of gratitude and how this transformative tool can change your life around. Every small moment of thankfulness can reset our mindsets, making gratitude a simple yet transformative habit for a healthier and a happier life. So today, let's make it practical. I practice this in my own life. When I started this podcast, I was very nervous. Will people listen? Am I good enough? That anxiety could have paralyzed me. So I made it a point each day to say one thing I was grateful for in this journey. One day it was, I'm grateful for every single listener who gave me a chance. And another day, I'm thankful I get to talk about topics that matter to me. I found that this kept me grounded and energized enough to keep improving the show. Gratitude didn't make me sit back and relax. It pushed me forward, but with a positive frame of mind rather than fear. And hey, here we are together, growing bit by bit. I am grateful for that and still very hungry for more. Gratitude and growth hand in hand. So, how do we actually do this gratitude thing? You may ask. Well, it's nice to talk about being grateful, but let's get practical. I want to give you a toolkit of simple practices you can slip into your daily routine. Don't worry, none of these require lots of time or any money. They're small habit shifts that can yield big results. Think of it like choosing your grounding power ups for each day. Here are a few of my favorites. Morning gratitude check in. So when you wake up, maybe while brushing your teeth or waiting for your coffee to brew, deliberately think of one thing you're looking forward to or thankful for today. It could be as basic as the weather is nice, or I'm wearing my favorite shirt, or I'm going to call my friend later. One positive thought first thing in the morning can set the tone. It's like breakfast for your mind. Start with something nourishing. Secondly, gratitude journal. 3 good things. This is a classic for a reason. Get a notebook or a note app, and each night, jot down 3 things that went well or that you are grateful for that day. They can be teeny tiny, like had a really good cup of tea, or B, I got a promotion. The key is consistency. Try doing this every night. Research has found that writing just a few things you're grateful for, even once a week, can significantly boost your happiness over time. And also, one study even showed that people who did a daily gratitude journal felt 10% happier after only a couple of weeks. 10% happier for 5 minutes of writing? Wow, I'll take that deal. The journal works because it trains you to scan your day for positives, which eventually makes that your default mood. Third is a gratitude jar. This one is fun, especially for families or roommates. Take an empty jar or a box or whatever it is you have. Each day or each week, everyone writes something they are thankful for on a slip of paper and drops it in the jar. Over time, you have a jar full of blessings. On tough days, pull out a few slips and read them. It's a great visual reminder that even when life isn't perfect, there are pieces of it that are pretty great. You can even decorate the jar. Put a label like gratitude on it with a heart. Make it inviting. Number 4, thank you notes or text. We often feel grateful for people in our lives, but never actually tell them. Change that today. Make it a habit to express gratitude directly to others. Maybe once a week, send a quick thank you message or email to someone who made your life a bit better recently. It could be, hey mom, thanks for always checking in on me. Told my colleague I really appreciate how she helped me with that project. If you're old school, even better, write a thank you card and mail it. Studies have shown that writing thank you notes can boost your happiness and the recipients. So 2 lives uplifted with 1 note. And it strengthens your relationships with that person. Building social supports, which in itself is grounding, knowing you have people in your corner. Don't wait for big things to thank your friend. Thank your friend for a funny meme they sent to you that day on Instagram. Thank your partner for doing the dishes. And you will see that this little acknowledgement can create ripples of positivity in your network. 5, gratitude walk or thankful steps. Next time you go for a walk, even if it's just for 5 minutes, strolling around the block, use it as a mini meditation. With each step, think of one thing you appreciate. It can be literally in the moment. Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for my comfy shoes. I am thankful I have a few minutes to myself. Or more general things like, I'm grateful for my family, for the podcast I'm listening to, for my favorite show, releasing a new season. 1, 2, 3. Keep it going. If you do this, by the time you're back home, I guarantee you that your mood will be lighter. This practice forces you to be present, and it's double whammy. You get mild exercise plus gratitude, both proven mood boosters. Now, a mindfulness expert from UCLA noted that focusing on support and blessings around you can shift your brain out of stress mode. That's exactly what a gratitude walk does. It shifts your focus, even if you're not into formal meditation. This is an active way to get similar benefits. Number 6, dinner table round. If you live with family or have dinner with friends, try a tradition. Go around and have each person say one thing they are grateful for that day. It could be serious or silly. So if you have kids, this is golden. It not only grounds them into a mindset of appreciation early on, but it also creates a lovely bonding moment. And if you're solo, you can still do this with a friend over the phone or just reflect to yourself while eating. What went right today? Number 7, savoring. This one is all about slowing down. We often rush through life without absorbing good moments. So savoring means when something nice happens, however small, you pause and fully take it in. Did you just take a sip of really delicious coffee? Instead of gulping it unconsciously, close your eyes for a second, feel the warmth, enjoy the flavor, mentally say, man, I love coffee. And I'm lucky to experience this. When your child does something cute and makes you smile, freeze that moment in your mind for an extra 5 seconds and feel the gratitude. One expert called this a savoring exercise. It's basically appreciating in real time. This trains you to not just write about gratitude later, but to live gratefully in the now. It can turn ordinary moments into sources of joy. As the saying goes, enjoy the little things, for one day you may realize there were big things. So every time you savor, you are grounding yourself in the present and magnifying the enjoyment of that present. This, by the way, is an antidote to the habit of constantly chasing the next big thing. It reminds you this moment has gifts if you just pay attention. Those are just a few ideas. You don't have to do all of them at once. To try one or two that sounds appealing, the key is consistency and sincerity. A tiny daily habit beats a grand occasional gesture. So find your style. If you're a private person, the journaling might be your go-to. And if you're social, the thank you note or dinner round might light you up. If you like movement, do the gratitude walk. There's no wrong way to do it as long as you're intentionally counting some. Now, an important note, some days you won't feel like doing any of this. You'll be in a foul mood or genuinely hit by hardship. So let's talk about that. How do you keep gratitude going when life is really, really hard? It's one thing to be grateful when you just got a promotion. The sun is shining. The biggest worry is choosing what to watch on Netflix. But what about when you're struggling, when you're ill or grieving, or just lost a job, or the world just feels heavy? Is it still possible or even appropriate to feel gratitude then? The answer is yes. And in fact, that's when you need it the most, although it might look different than on a good day. First, let's clarify. Practicing gratitude in hard times does not mean you're glad the bad thing happened. It doesn't mean you say, I'm so grateful I'm sick. No, that would be bizarre and insincere. It means that within a bad situation, you seek out glimmers of light. It might be gratitude for the support you're receiving, or for the lessons you're learning, or simply for the strength to endure one more day. Some days your gratitude might boil down to, I opened my eyes this morning and I'm still here. On the darkest days, even that is a victory worth acknowledging. History and human experience are full of examples of gratitude shining in darkness. There are stories of people in extremely tough circumstances, prisoners, refugees, people in recovery who keep a form of gratitude practice to stay mentally alive. I recently read about a man who, while going through chemotherapy, kept a little notebook where each day he would write one beautiful thing he noticed, like the nurse's kindness or the taste of fresh fruit I managed to eat. That notebook became his anchor. It reminded him life still had beauty amidst, even in all the pain. There's also a famous practice some spiritual leaders talk about, finding gratitude for challenges by reframing them. For instance, instead of cursing the heavy traffic jam, feeling grateful you have a car and a job to drive to. Or if you're dealing with a difficult person, being grateful for the chance to practice patience or assertiveness. This is advanced level gratitude. I admit, and in the heat of the moment, it's not easy. You might not pull it off every time. I certainly don't always manage to be thankful for, say, an argument or a setback while it's happening. But even afterward, reflecting on what I did learn, what didn't go wrong, can reveal a nugget of appreciation. A few years back, I went through one of the hardest periods of my life. I felt completely unmoored, like nothing was going right. A project I poured my soul into had failed. I was facing financial stress, and my confidence was in the gutters. Honestly, I was waking up with anxiety knots in my stomach. A mentor of mine gave me an unusual advice: double down on the gratitude now. Remember being a bit annoyed? Like, really? I just told you my life's on fire and you want me to be thankful. Well, he insisted, especially now. Find anything good, focus on it. So I did, grudgingly at first. I would write things like, I'm grateful I have my health. I'm grateful for my one friend who sticks by me. I'm grateful I have the ability to try again. And slowly, day by day, those entries grew. I'm grateful I had a new idea today. I'm grateful for this failure taught me something valuable. I even wrote, I'm grateful for this struggle because I believe it's shaping me. That was very hard to write, but I knew it was true deep down. And you know what? That period didn't magically become fun, but I felt myself grow calmer and sturdier. Gratitude was like the rope I held onto while climbing out of that pit. It kept my mind from spiraling into hopelessness. It grounded me in the belief that not all was lost and that there were still solid bits of reality I could hold on to until the storm passed away. And eventually, the storm did pass, as they always do. And when I look back, I genuinely feel gratitude for having gone through that. Because now I know firsthand that gratitude is not just for when life is good, it's a lifeline for when life is also harsh. If you're in a tough time right now listening to this, first, I want to send compassion your way. I also gently encourage you to try this. Start very small. Aim for one tiny speck of gratitude a day. You don't have to be a peppy, positive person. You can be angry, sad, or scared and still say, but I appreciate X. In fact, allow me to suggest an exercise that a psychologist friend recommended: the ABCs of gratitude. So when you're upset, here's how it works. When you're in a bad headspace, pause and mentally run through the alphabet, trying to name one thing for each letter that you're grateful for. So it could be my aunt's phone call, B, the book I'm reading, C, my cat, or D, dinner delivery, E, electricity. Imagine a power cut. You can see that. And F, a friend who texted me, or G, the garden outside, and so on. So by pushing your brain to scan for positives across a bunch of categories, you often break the chain of negative thoughts. It's a little cognitive jolt, and sometimes you'll stumble on really meaningful ones that shift your perspective. Like S, myself, for not giving up. That's powerful, right? The core idea in tough times is gratitude doesn't eliminate difficulty, but it illuminates the path through it. It's like those emergency exit lights on an airplane floor. The cabin might be dark, but those little lights show you the way to go. So when everything is dark, find even one little light of thanks. It could be gratitude for memories of better days or for a future you hope and you believe in. Gratitude and hope are very connected. Being grateful for what is can also fuel hope for what will be. One more point here: don't do this alone if you can help it. Gratitude can be communal. In hard times, gather with people, even virtually, and share something positive. It could be as simple as messaging a friend: I'm really grateful you answered my call yesterday. It really means a lot to me. That strengthens your bond and reminds both of you that you are not alone. There are even support groups and online communities where people specifically post daily gratitudes. Seeing others' posts can inspire you to find your own, even when you are not feeling like it. It's like borrowing a bit of others' light until you can grow yours. So, as a wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Gratitude is a superpower hiding in plain sight. It doesn't wear a cape or make headlines, but it can truly transform the way you experience life. It's the power of shift perspective to find stability amidst the chaos. So connect more deeply with others and to boost your own well-being. And you know the best part, you already have this superpower within you. We all do. It's just a matter of flexing it. So think back to some key ideas we touched on. Gratitude literally changes your brain chemistry to make you feel happier and calmer. It can pull you out of a negative thought spiral in the moment. Over the long run, it's linked with better mental health, stronger relationships, and even physical health benefits like improved sleep and heart health. It keeps you present, it keeps you humble, and it reminds you, even on the rough days, that not all is lost. There are some pretty amazing effects for something that basically costs nothing but a few minutes of thought each day. Now, you might wonder, after hearing all this, will gratitude solve all my problems? Of course not. Life will always have challenges, but gratitude will change how you approach those problems. It will change who you are in the face of them. So instead of feeling like a helpless victim of circumstance, you'll find strength in appreciating what you have and what you can do. It's empowering. Some even say gratitude is the parent of all virtues. Because when you are grateful, you tend to also become more generous, more patient, and more resilient. I love how Oprah Winfrey, a huge advocate of gratitude, puts it. She said, be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. And that's so true. Gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. So when you focus on the goodness in your life, that good expands in your perception. You start noticing more and more things to be grateful for, creating a positive feedback loop. And conversely, if you only fixate on what's missing, no achievement or acquisition will ever satisfy you because you immediately move the goalpost. So, which mindset do you want to live in? Never enough or always something good? I know my choice. As we close, I have a little challenge for you. Today or tonight, try one gratitude exercise we discussed. Just one of it. Maybe write down those three good things from your day, or take that mindful gratitude walk, or text a thank you to someone right after this episode. See how you feel afterward. Notice if your mood shifts, even slightly. And if you find it helpful, do it again tomorrow. Let it snowball. Make it fun. Involve your family or friends. Keep a scoreboard. Whatever keeps you engaged, do it. And I'd love to hear from you about how your experience is going. So, what's one thing you're grateful for today? Drop it in the comments or send me a message. Let's spark a gratitude movement in our little clarity community. I will start. I am deeply grateful to you for listening and watching today. Truly, your time and attention are very valuable, and I thank you for spending them with me. This podcast exists to create clarity and impact, and your support is what makes it all possible. So, thank you so much. Remember, gratitude is more than a feeling, it's a practice, a grounding power you can tap into anytime and anywhere. So, when life feels like it's up in the air, let gratitude be your gravity. When you can't change the situation, let gratitude change you. and you might just find that you have more strength to deal with whatever comes your way. I hope you found this episode both enlightening and entertaining. If you did, consider sharing it with someone who might need a little positive boost. Hit subscribe for more episodes of Clarity to Impact. We have plenty of insightful, practical topics coming up. So until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful, and as always, keep turning clarity into impact. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Goodbye.